So a warm welcome to the Leeds Business Podcast with Rudy and Steve. And well, what's this all about then? Let's share the secret, Rudy. What's it all about?
Yeah, so obviously Leeds is a place that, well, I think is amazing. I used to live in London a long time ago. Moved to Leeds because it's like for me, it's like a better version of London. Almost like maybe I'm just being biased because I live here now. But it's, I lived in London for 10 years, and then when I moved to Leeds, it was so eye-opening because it's like a mini version of London, but about 1,000 times better. And I think businesses are starting to realise that, and there's so many businesses that are flocking to Leeds now. But there's been amazing business people and, business, innovative business in Leeds for a long time. And I wanted to start this podcast because I wanted to shed light on the talent that we have in Leeds. Interview influential people, influential business owners in Leeds, and as you know, we've got a list already of business owners that are looking to come on over the next couple of months. So, and they're going to be sharing their insights into all the amazing things that they've done and achieved, all the challenges that they've come across, how they've overcome them.
And I think that's important, Rudy.
Yeah,
because people thinking. They look at businesses and they think they've been that wonderful overnight success, and there's never been trials and tribulations, challenges, sleepless nights and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And we've all had them. Yeah. Let's be honest, we've all had them. And for people to share those stories and talk about how they come out of that and overcome that adversity, I think it's going to be great for people to listen to. And we should say, we're not new to podcasting.
No.
So, although this is the first Leeds business podcast, we've been podcasting for some time, and a great success. So, one of the podcasts we've been doing for some time is the Business Hour podcast, which has got viewers going all over the place.
Yeah.
But we're bringing this now really for Leeds,
for
Leeds businesses to get involved with.
Absolutely.
That's the key bit. So, we've got some great people lined up already.
Yeah, we have.
Right.
We've got some great people that are sponsoring as well.
Yes, we have.
Sponsoring the podcast, obviously. We've got Rhubarb Radio, who's kindly lent us this beautiful studio. We've obviously got Network B2B.
Yes.
And my company's also sponsoring, so Famous Wolf, social media agency. So yes, and we're looking for more businesses to get involved that are Leeds based to really shine a light on the amazing businesses that we have in Leeds.
And you just mentioned there, we're in the studios of Rhubarb Radio now. They cover Wakefield district in South Leeds.
Yeah.
And Rhubarb Radio in itself has been an amazing success story over the last 2 years. So we really look forward to getting Dave and the team in from Rhubarb to share that story. And should you actually come to Wakefield, right, and you're just doing a bit of shopping in the riding centre, I'll have to share this for them, because Rhubarb Radio are now the station that plays out in the riding centre.
Oh, cool.
So there's got a great story.
Yeah.
So it's stories like that we can sort of develop and meet people. So we're looking forward to people getting involved around this and coming to share those sort of stories. So
absolutely.
Let's start then and just tell me a little bit about Famous Wolf.
Oh, okay. So Famous Wolf is a social media agency, full service social media agency. We're based in Leeds, obviously.
Yes.
And we've got a team of 6 that specialise in all areas of social media. I think there's, it shocks a lot of people because there's 2 different sides of social media. Sometimes you come across the back bedroom businesses that say they do social media, and they're kind of learning on the job, it doesn't help because obviously there's businesses out there that then get burned by those people, and then there's the digital agencies that pin social media on to stay on trend, kind of a jack of all trades, master of none. And then businesses get burned by them too because they don't see the results. But yeah, Famous Wolf, I started Famous Wolf simply because I wanted it to be a full service social media agency. That's all we do. We eat, breathe and sleep social. I think there's this preconceived idea that social media can be done by one person, and if you get your niece or one of the young kids that
But Rudy, young kids know it all though about. So, joking aside, joking aside, I don't know this. I don't know if this is a fact, but I would suggest that when a business is looking for someone to do their social media, they look for the younger generation because they think they know. Is that a fair?
Yeah, I get the idea and the reason why, because yes, you're right. Millennials and especially Gen Zs, they've grown up with social media. Most of them have grown up with having an iPhone or other smartphones available
from birth.
From birth, the moment they come out of the womb.
Yes.
So I understand the logic behind that, but that I think that to think that social media marketing done correctly is the same as if you can do it on your own personal social media channels, then you can do it for a business. It's very naive to think that because they're two so totally separate things. It's like I said to you the other day. I can play with Lego all day long, but I can't build a house for toffee. So and it's exactly the same concept. So
I get that, and I think it's interesting what whether it happens in a lot of industries. It happens in the industry that I work in as a coach and hypnotherapist. I'm ashamed to say that there are courses out there that you can train to be a hypnotherapist in a weekend.
Right.
Really? 18 months worth of training, and people are saying, come and train as an hypnotherapist in a weekend. And that does our industry a disservice, just like you were saying about the social media world. So what, in terms of the services you provide, and what kind of things do you provide for that social media marketing then?
Yeah, so I mean the scale of the team, we've got creative designers that really focus on content creation and making sure that the content that they create matches the brand that you already have, or at least establishing a brand on social. Branding is such an important part of social media now, especially with the type of consumers that are using social. They want to feel like they know the brand, like they can trust the brand, and far too often I see businesses using social media as a tool just to go sell.
Okay.
And the moment they do that, it turns the audience off now, because the generation has become advertising blind, and it's almost like you need to court the audience and date the audience first before you try and take that relationship further.
Let's dance a bit.
Yeah. So and to build that trust and kudos there. So the creative design team really specialise in that. So that when you're on social, the moment you see the creative, you know what brand it is before you see the logo. And businesses like McDonald's and Coca-Cola have done a fantastic job of that over a period of time, and there are other businesses that are really young that have managed to do that as well, like Boho, Boohoo.com, and some of the other online companies.
It's interesting you say about selling, because I have a number of people that try and connect with me.
Right.
Okay. And I always ask the question, why would you like to connect with me? Okay.
Yeah.
And because I do a lot of podcasts.
Yeah.
It generally, they come straight back because they want to sell me their podcast service.
Right.
That we can get you number one in America or whatever, And when I say to them, I'm quite happy where I am actually. Podcast is doing okay, thank you.
Yeah.
And then they still go at me, and I say, you're not listening, okay? Because what you're talking about, the sell. I actually asked one, to be honest. I said, could you actually show me and demonstrate to me just how you've helped a company?
Yeah.
No, just give me a month's free trial and I'll. No,
doesn't work that way. Doesn't work that way.
And that really turns me off.
Yeah.
If they'd have shared some information about podcasting with me, engaged with me.
Yeah.
Shared some things that because we don't know it all. None of us know it all.
No,
and I think and go, what a great idea.
Yeah.
I need to talk to this person. Then we've danced, we've engaged. There's some value. that I see in the service they're providing. To me, that makes sense.
Well, yeah, you're 100% right. I mean, people only buy, that people don't buy from, should we flip it and say, people don't buy when they don't understand and they don't know what it is you're offering, and the offering isn't clear. But also they don't buy unless they feel that they can trust you. And that trust comes over time, and it comes over creating a brand where they feel that they know you and they know the business. And the difference is in the age that we're in is information and research is literally at your fingertips now. So, you know, with the generation that is around now, that are the consumers of 2020, if they want to find something out about you, they'll just jump straight on the phone and find out. So, you know, you can't really hide anymore. It's not, you know, you can't really just sell at people and expect them to buy from you straight away. The other element of the business is videographers. So we've got in-house videographer, and then kind of a studio where the videography is done within the studio.
Okay.
We've also got social media copywriters, because getting the tone of voice correctly is really important. You know, we've visited businesses before that have been interested in using us as a social media agency, and they've explained to us that, you know, they've been burnt before by other agencies where they've taken over their social media channels for them, but they've not understood the tone of voice of the business and the brand and the culture of that business, and so the copy has just been completely so off brand. So, you know, we make quite a conscious effort of making sure that our social media copywriters really understand the brand and the voice and the tone of voice and the culture of that business that we're representing, so we can really drive the message from the foundation of the business.
Okay.
So yes, and then we've got social media strategists and ad campaign strategists as well. That goes into kind of the further on down the line when you're running ad campaigns and you are driving a call to action.
Yes.
After you've done the dating.
After you've done, of course, yes. After you've done the dating, important. Remember that. Do the dating. Can I just go back to something you said earlier?
Yeah.
You talked about people sort of the different messages mixing up their personal with their business, and it's two different things.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you mean by that? Elaborate on that, because I've got a personal page.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got a business page.
Yeah.
And I get confused. Sometimes I don't know which one I should be posting on or what.
Okay.
So I sometimes post the same on both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
But it depends on what you're trying to do.
Right.
Depends on what's your goal. That's what you need to ask yourself.
The goal, my goal in that thing, what I'm posting in a minute, is trying to get people to listen to some of the interviews we've got on Inspire Radio.
Right.
That's simple. That's all it is. Just tune into Inspire Radio tonight to listen to Motivational Firewood by Steve Gamlin.
Well, that's personal brand. So
Right.
that's you building your personal brand in regards to driving interest to your business, which is great.
Okay.
You know, but people want added valued content. People want to know the ins and outs of you. What makes up you, Steve, and what's so important? What's your background? You know, how do you run Inspire? You know, people want to know in depth. People want to. We're in the age where you can. Celebrities are no longer untouchable.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start off with this. So celebrities are no longer untouchable simply because of the social media. You can get hold of a celebrity now. They might not reply, but you can, you know, they're within arm's reach.
Yes.
And so people want, for the first time ever, people have access to managing directors, CEOs, and one of the things about building personal brand is people are then buying into you first, and then they're buying into your company. So it's people really crave that now because they can.
Mm-hmm.
And so you posting personally on your LinkedIn page about Inspire is great. That's exactly what you should be doing. And if you're posting general business content from the business page and then sharing it across to your personal, that's great too.
Okay.
I think what I was trying to explain is that when you are running your social media pages like for your personal, as in not for your personal for your business, but your general, you're posting pictures of friends and family on Facebook, or you're on Instagram, and you're posting what you've had for dinner, or conversing with your friends. It's a different format compared to running social media for a business, and to try and generate brand awareness, and then to drive traffic through to your company to get business from it. And that's one of the biggest mistakes that we see people make, is they hire their niece or their son or daughter, or they hire what we call a social media exec, student, in with zero experience. I mean, even if they did hire somebody in-house with experience, I think the thing is, like I said to you earlier, I have 6 people in my team. All 6 people in my team are important in regards to the success of the clients that we look after. With all my experience, all 9 years of my experience in marketing, digital marketing and social media marketing, I still couldn't run a client's social media page or pages all by myself. It's really every element of my team. Without my team, there would be no famous wolf.
There's no famous wolf.
No.
There's no business.
Yeah.
Okay, but you see, I think that's really refreshing, Rudy, as well, because there are certain people. I mean, I've met people that they start off in business and they're doing things, and how can I put it? They're a bit controlling.
Right.
Yeah, they don't want to let go. And they think, coming back to what you're saying, they think they can do it all.
Yeah.
And they end up working 80 hours, 100 hours a week, and then you think, wait a minute, I was earning more money working for somebody else. I'm now doing 100 hours a week. I might as well go and get a job in Tesco at this rate, at the £1 an hour I'm getting.
Exactly.
But they won't let go because they get so precious. And it's when people step outside that and realise that there are people out there that can help. Okay. It's like I work with a web designer for my Inspire Radio page.
Yeah.
He does things in seconds that I could sit there and take half an afternoon to do.
Yeah.
Why? Right.
Yeah.
Now, I've not always been like that, because I had to learn my lesson when I first started.
Yeah, of course.
But I think that's really refreshing to say and recognise the fact that without the team of people around you, Famous Wolf is nothing.
Yeah, of course.
It's absolute nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And it's not, again, some people get involved in it and they let the ego override them.
Yeah.
It's all about them.
Yeah.
And it's not. It's about the customer.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's about without the customer, you've got nothing.
Exactly.
Business has got nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a really. I find that quite inspiring actually for people to, recognise that and take something from that. And it might be difficult in the early days because you may have started off and you may not be generating the revenue or the turnover that you want. That's everybody has that challenge, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
But you get to a point where you go, well, I'm not going to develop if I don't.
No, exactly. Yeah, no, 100%. I completely empathise with that. Early stages of Famous Wolf. I remember realising that, we've got to bite the bullet here. We need a team around us to be able to achieve exactly what we want to achieve. The whole analogy of Famous Wolf and the whole ethos behind Famous Wolf is working together to achieve one goal. Just like a wolf pack in nature, they work together so solidly to achieve everything they need to achieve to survive. That's exactly what we do at Famous Wolf. I completely agree with you. I think with the other thing as well, in terms of hiring a social media exec in-house and employing them, you've got to remember that that individual can only do so much, and there's only so many hours in the day. They would need to be fully qualified, not just be able to be social media manager, manage the social media pages and run the ad campaigns, but they would need to be, have a high skill of content creation, so creative design. They'd have to have a really strong skill of video production as well. They need to have a really high skill of social media copywriting too. Now, expecting one person to be able to do that, they're gonna need to be Superman or Superwoman, and it's just not possible. So inevitably, even if you do hire in house, you're gonna have to outsource for the other things. Yeah. And if you hire in house, inevitably you've got all the costs that come with that in terms of hiring. But I get why people hire in-house. I do, because of the fact that they've probably been burnt so many times by agencies that don't know what they're doing, either learning on the job or just playing at it because they think it's the new thing that's on trend.
Really, you mentioned your 9 years in this. So
yeah,
I'm interested to know how have things changed within that world of social media marketing over the 9 years then?
Gosh, what a question. Yeah, that it's changed dramatic. Well, yeah, there's no words to explain how much it's changed. It's changed dramatically in the last 2 years. Let me rephrase that. It's changed in respect to the forms of media that we market on. But the old traditional ways of the processes of how to market correctly have always been there. The bare bones of it, like, the sales funnel, creating brand, creating trust, creating kudos, and taking people down that journey, and not just trying to sell it them straight away. And once you've warmed that audience up, then you can start to sell to them. It's so those bare bones have never really gone. Mm-hmm. It's just the fact that we use totally different media now, forms of media now, and it's no longer print. Mm-hmm. It's no longer TV. I mean, gosh, I say it's no longer TV, but the amount of billions that's spent still on TV. It's funny because I was in a workshop not so long back. I was running a workshop, and I said to the business owners in the room, I asked them to put their hand up on how many people in the room watch terrestrial TV. Barely anybody put their hand up, and I said, how many people watch Netflix and the likes of Amazon Prime, and and 90% of the room held their hand up. 10% of the room said that they watched terrestrial TV, but they didn't watch it as it was being aired. It was pre-recorded. These were business owners. These weren't 14, 15-year-olds.
And what are they watching?
Yeah, exactly. So these are adults, and so I said, well, in that case, then, it's safe to say that with everybody in this room, probably doesn't watch television adverts at all, and the 10% that do watch television adverts, when the adverts come on, they either fast forward them to the bits that they actually want to watch, or they're picking up their phone and going on, what do you think they're going on? Social media. Yeah. So, it's where are the eyeballs at? Yet there's these huge businesses that are household names that are actually going bust because they've not got a social first strategy. They're still spending billions on TV ads. Yet the percentage of people that watch TV, terrestrial TV, in 2009 went down by 53%.
Goodness gracious! And
the amount of people viewers that are using social as a form of getting their knowledge, their entertainment, and using it as almost the new age television went up by 71%.
Wow.
So it's kind of like, wake up, big
Wake
businesses.
up, yes,
It's
yeah.
like, why are you still spending billions and wasting it? Yeah.
So it makes it makes you think why some of them have gone bust then, doesn't it?
Well,
Really?
yeah, exactly.
The answer is there. Okay. So there's a lot's going on in there, and again, you say things change as well. And, you know, in the social media world, I mean, I hear these things. I don't know what they mean. But Facebook changed things. Algorithms change.
Yeah.
And all that kind of thing. And am I right in thinking, you know, part of your role is keeping up to date with all that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Which must be,
Yeah.
I love the smile on your face. That must be a challenge.
It certainly is, yeah.
Yeah.
The lovely people at Facebook and LinkedIn as well, more so Facebook. They change algorithms regularly, and there is valid reason for it. You know, they're not just doing it to be awkward. What you've got to remember is Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, they're businesses, and their main kind of priority is the consumers that are the users that are using the social media platforms in the first place. They want their user experience to be the best possible experience ever. So what they're doing is with the algorithms, they're just trying to make sure that those users have the best possible experience, which means, you know, it means that agencies like myself that look after businesses on social media, we have to jump through more hoops to try and make sure that the content that we're putting out there is relevant, that the content that we're putting out there is engaging with the correct audience, and that it's not just going out to everybody and anybody. Because say, for instance, you know, you start seeing adverts for I don't know, horse cleaning kits, right?
Yeah.
And you don't own a horse, you're going to be like, well, why do I keep getting these damn horse cleaning adverts or you know, posts come my way? You know, regardless of all the targeting that's done, the social media platforms will put algorithms in place that means that you have to stick to these rigid rules to make sure that the user is getting the best experience, and that when you're putting content out there, that it's going to the correct audience, as well as you doing all the targeting, because sometimes it can still slip through the net. So it's just making sure that everybody's happy. The businesses are happy because they're getting what they want. The users are happy, the consumers, but it's making sure that it's for user experience benefit, really.
Okay, so there's a lot to think about.
Yeah.
Lots to do. So if you will, before we close today, and we'll just let the listeners know what else we're going to be doing over the next few weeks, and how they can listen to this podcast as well.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they listen to it now, so
Yeah.
they found it somewhere, but it's going to be across various mediums. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
From somebody listening to this, really, who sat there, who was thinking, do you know what? I thought I knew this stuff, right? Is there a couple of tips you could give somebody just to, if they were thinking about improving or maybe just starting? What are there a couple of tips you could share with them?
Yeah, absolutely. If you're a kind of either a one-man band or one-woman band, or you know you've got a small business, then I would start by creating content. You know, creating as much pieces of content as possible, and that. If you're that small, then it needs to be more down the lines of personal brand, which is exactly what you've been doing, and building that and connecting your personal brand with the company, giving them insights, but also providing them education, so added valued content. So say, for instance, you're a solicitor, you want to be giving people hints and tips about kind of different areas of law and information that they wouldn't normally have access to, so that you're coming across as an experienced individual, as a trusted source within that industry sector. And that's where I would start, with educational pieces, added valued content, entertaining. It needs to be entertaining because there's so much content on social. It's really important for you to be able to try and cut through that noise.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be afraid of being a little bit out there, but make sure that you're keeping it relevant to you and true to yourself. When you start to become a bigger business and you're kind of a medium to large size company, or even bigger,
Mm-hmm.
That's when you need to seriously start thinking about hiring an agency that does that professionally.
Okay.
An agency like my own, that will integrate themselves into your company and understand, your tone of voice, everything about the business. If you're one of the tips I will give today, if you're looking at hiring a social media agency in your business to work with your business and to run your social media for you, when you have that initial meeting, if they're not asking you loads of questions about your business, and they've just come in there and they've said, yeah, we'll do this package and this is how much it's going to cost, kick them out the door as quickly as they come in.
Okay.
Because they should be asking you so many different questions about your company. They, to the extent where when they walk away, they should know nearly as much about the company as the company owner and it's themselves. The reason why I'm saying that is because unless they know they can glean that much knowledge from the business, they're not going to be able to deliver the solution that you want them to deliver on, and they're not going to be able to gain the results.
I get that. So it's I'm going to use the word immersion, really, because they're really immersing themselves into your company.
Yeah.
And I can relate to that, slightly different, but many moons ago when I ran a food company, and we'd gone into this food company, it was in a bit of a state, we needed to develop it, and I got in touch with a few marketing agencies.
Yeah.
And there was only one of them, and they were a Manchester agency that did what you suggested.
Yeah.
The others came in with a plan without even understanding the business. We can do this, we can do that, and we can do this, and we'll have you that, and you'll have you that. And I have to be honest, I said, I'm going to share this with you now, guys, because you think we are already a profitable multi-business, right? I'm going to use a wagon train scenario. We're ready to roll down the hill on the wagon train, but we've got no wheels on the wagon.
Yeah.
I need somebody to work with us to put the wheels on the wagon to get the train moving down the hill, and then we go. And that's what the Manchester agency did. And I worked with them for about 5 or 6 years. But to coming back to your point, they actually took time to come and understand us.
Yeah.
Yeah. The culture of the business, what we're all about, what was it about?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the brand about?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where do we want to go? What was the vision?
Exactly.
And at times they were asking not awkward questions, but thought-provoking questions.
Yeah.
So it made us as a management team sit back sometimes and go, hey guys, where are we actually going with this?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we could be going down the wrong road, on the wrong wagon train here.
Yeah.
So, wow, fantastic. And it was an awesome time with them. So I get that, exactly what you're talking about. So, on this part then of the podcast, if somebody wants to get in touch with you, Rudy, and have a conversation with you, enjoy what I call them wonderful cappuccino moments, how can they do that?
They can do that by going to our website, which is famouswolf.co.uk, or they can we're on social media, so they can find us on social media, on whether it's LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, the YouTube channel. So there's multiple ways they can get hold of us. But obviously, we've now started this fantastic podcast as well. So, if there's any way that they want to get in contact, they can via Leeds Business Podcast as well. So
it's on LinkedIn now.
It's on LinkedIn. It is.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you can go and take a look.
Yeah.
What do they do? Do they follow us? Is that what they do?
Yeah. So Leeds Business Podcast is now on LinkedIn. It's on YouTube and it's on Instagram. So we obviously, as you know, we're recording this, so you can watch it via YouTube. There'll also be clips on Instagram for people to see, and obviously then the podcast itself, which will be going out to Network B2B members. It'll also be available on Spotify, iTunes as well. and various other platforms as well, which we'll push and make people aware of on social media.
So exciting times.
Yeah,
so
very
if you want to
exciting.
get involved, if you want to be sat in that very chair where Rudy is sat right now, you'll be very, very welcome. And we just want to help you share your knowledge, your passion, your expertise for the business that you've got, and
Absolutely.
and share great things with the community.
Yeah, definitely. You know, if you're wanting to share that and come on board and let us know about your challenges and the things that you've overcome, and share your experience and knowledge, that would be amazing. We will be doing a regular social media marketing slot at the beginning, just to keep businesses that are listening up to date with any changes, and how to implement things within their business, just so they can stay ahead of the game. And also we'll be then interviewing those influential business owners.
We will.
So it's exciting times.
And just to mention for the people who are helping us with the sponsoring in terms of the Rhubarb Radio team,
Yeah.
if you want to get involved with them, just get in touch with them as well at rhubarbradio.co.uk. And also Network B2B,
Yeah.
because Network B2B have got networking groups across the UK,
Yeah.
which we're both part of.
We are.
It's a great organisation to be part of.
It is.
So check them out as well at networkb2b.co.uk.
Yeah.
So I think that's about it today, Rudy.
It is, Steve.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Whatever you're doing for the rest of the day.
Yeah, have a good one. We are going to be back on the 21st of February, where we'll have an exciting, influential business owner indeed. We're very excited to see him, so stay tuned and you'll soon find out who that is.
And a big thank you to you all for listening.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.